I had to follow suit, you know. I had to also attend the conference. She attended it with her little computer before her. Well, dutifully, therefore, I have also written a little piece for inspiration. PHILJA is the first and only training school for the Philippine judiciary. As envisioned, the renovation and construction of the PHILJA Development Center will make its academic programs and physical facilities comparable with those of other training institutions worldwide. In particular, the expansion program supported by the Japanese government. By the way, the Japanese government is supporting not only this program, as earlier mentioned by Ambassador Yu, the Japanese government funded not only our $3 million, initially, $3 million, which is equivalent to $6 million, equivalent to 300 million pesos, but also the recently signed technical agreement costing about $800,000, no, Ambassador Yu, which they channeled through the Asian Development Bank, a technical assistance program to strengthen the independence of the Philippine judiciary. But you might want to know that these few $1 million are really a drop in the bucket of Japanese assistance to the Philippines. You know, the Japanese government is building 199 bridges all over the Philippines, costing hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's why I keep on playing golf with him, because he might want to fund the construction of our halls of justice also all over the Philippines. We have a Hall of Justice program, Mr. Ambassador, if I may let the others know the secrets we have been discussing during our golf games. In particular, the expansion program will transform it into a national, and I hope, ASEAN regional hub for 1, continuing legal and judicial education, 2, pre-judicature training, 3, judicial career enhancement, and 4, various programs in specialized areas of the law. The PHILJA Center could not have come at a more opportune time now. This year, on behalf of the Supreme Court, I have signed with the judiciaries of Spain and Egypt cooperation agreements on judicial education and training, as well as judicial documentation. We especially chose Spain because most of our civil and criminal laws are Spanish-based. And we also chose Egypt, from where we just came from about 3 weeks ago, because of our Sharia courts in the Philippines. We want to learn a bit more about how Sharia courts operate in the Muslim areas of the world. This agreement should pave the way for a reciprocal study visit of judges of the contracting parties, as well as seminars and workshops on the subjects of mutual interest to both countries. Consultancies, meeting between the heads of judicial training institutes or academies, and joint research projects and publications. Similar agreements are also being lined up with France, the United Kingdom, Russia, and Pakistan. With those agreements in place, we hope to open up more training programs and courses to our judges, not only here, but also in the foreign judicial institutes mentioned. The exchanges to be generated through these cooperation agreements on sharing knowledge, best practices, and technical cooperation will also definitely contribute to the improvement of the standards of training and education in our center. Meanwhile, our recent discussions with Australia, Thailand, Indonesia, and other countries in Asia and the Pacific have highlighted to us the possibility of adopting common curricula for justices and judges in the region. This undertaking was proposed on separate occasions in March of this year during the first roundtable discussion of the Asia-Pacific Judicial Reform Network in Australia, and also during the Asian Justices Workshop on the Environment. Should plans for the adoption of a common curriculum materialize in the near future, then the PHILJA Center's curricular offerings would definitely be at par with those in our region. In line with efforts to provide continuing legal education, researches to advance the frontiers of judicial science and court technology will also be prioritized. Thus, the PHILJA Board of Trustees, which the Chief Justice chairs, has prepared the way for a renewed focus on science and court technology and has strengthened its court technology department. Eventually, under the aegis of PHILJA, we also hope to establish a special school for young lawyers who aspire to become career judges. We foresee this special school for judges to be similar in concept and orientation to our own Foreign Service Institute. Entrants will have to pass a battery of very competitive examinations and interviews aimed at gauging their preparedness and suitability for judicial positions. Competitive examinations will ensure equal opportunity for all. Thus, no one who passes the rigid entrance requirements will be denied enrollment simply on account of poverty. I am taking steps to ensure that the center would be able to grant scholarships and extend financial assistance to poor but deserving applicants. By ensuring that only the best and the brightest will be trained for a career in the judiciary, we hope to bring about professional judges who will not just be steeped in the law, but also be deep in ethical and moral values. The graduates will then be assured of a place in the highest echelons of the judiciary in our country. Already, we are looking at the judicial institutes of other countries, particularly Japan, Korea, Australia, and France, as models for the organization and structure, as well as the licentiates and diplomates that will be offered at our own school for judges. At the beginning of my term as Chief Justice on December 21, 2005, I immediately vowed to lead a judiciary characterized by 4 INS: independence, integrity, industry, and intelligence. I also announced my commitment to continue the ongoing program for judicial reform, started by my eminent predecessor, Chief Justice Hilario G. David Jr., by focusing on 4 basic problems, which I have codenamed ACID. A for access to justice by the poor, C for corruption, I for incompetence, and D for delay in the delivery of quality judgments. In line with those objectives, the construction of the center and the strengthening of the PHILJA as the primary education arm of the Supreme Court rightly deserve priority. After all, the intensified campaign to eradicate the corrosive effect of acid can be waged much faster and more successfully if we start at the very foundations of judicial training and education. That mission we can and will undertake through the PHILJA Development Center. In closing, may I invite all of you to join hands with me and with Justice Herrera in building the PHILJA Development Center, our chronicle of faith and our testament of hope for a reformed and transformed judiciary in our country. Maraming salamat po.